positive I had locked the front door. We lived in the woods, so I thought it could be an animal. Could a bear have gotten in through the sliding door in the back? Or worse, could it be a 2-footed intruder? Before I could logically consider my own questions, the door was hit for a third time. I was truly frightened. I watched a distinct shadow slowly pass by, visible through the little bit of space at the bottom of the door. There definitely was something out there, banging on my unlocked bathroom door trying to get in. I moved to the door and quietly depressed the button on the flimsy lock. It wasn't much protection, but maybe it could buy me some time. I strained to hear any clue as to the intruder's whereabouts, but the noisy ventilation fan made that impossible. I thought about shutting off the fan to hear better, but I ruled that out because it might signal to the intruder that someone was in the bathroom. I felt raw fear. I had no exit but through that bathroom door. I had to think clearly, but I was panicking. I told myself to slow down and think this through. Our dogs hadn't barked, and normally they would alert us to an intruder. But maybe the rattling fan kept me from hearing their warning. After all, I had clearly seen that shadow. I rested my ear against the door but heard nothing. I needed a plan of action. I looked about the bathroom for something I could use as a weapon, but was frustrated immediately by my limited choices. I remembered a metal alligator-type hair clip in the top drawer. It was strong, long, and tapered almost to a point at its end. Grasping it like a dagger, I raised it high in the air, testing its feel. I caught my reflection in the bathroom mirror. I looked like a desperate woman arming herself as best she could, but a woman who knew she was no match for a bigger intruder. I wanted to cry, but there was no time. I was tempted to make a mad dash for my cell phone, left in its charger in an adjacent room, but I had no idea what waited for me beyond that door. Did I dare risk a confrontation I probably couldn't win? Maybe the intruder was just waiting for me to make a break for it. Besides, even if I reached the phone first, I live in the country. It would take time for any help to reach me. I decided I should stay put and not force an immediate encounter. Finally, I couldn't stand it. I needed to know where the intruder was. I let 5 more silent minutes pass, and then I quietly unlocked the door. With my makeshift hair clip dagger held high, I opened the bathroom door a crack and peered out. I saw nothing unusual. But I hadn't imagined that moving shadow. It was real. Then, I looked down and saw the intruder who had banged on the door. My trusty robot vacuum cleaner, now silenced and still, having turned itself off after it got stuck under a chair. Jennifer Clark Veal.
2. In the kitchen with the knife. No clue. A recipe has no soul. You as the cook must bring soul to the recipe. Thomas Keller. Several years ago, my wife and I were enjoying one of our favorite dishes, beef burgundy, or bœuf bourguignon if we really want to sound fancy. As I reached for a second helping, my wife looked across the table and said, "You know, you could make this. It's really easy. The recipe is in my notebook." It sounded like a dare to me. A month or 2 later, I got home from work early and decided to give it a try. Sure enough, I found her handwritten beef burgundy recipe right where she said it would be. I started gathering the ingredients she had listed: 2 pounds of stew meat, some mushroom soup, 2 cups of sliced carrots, 8 ounces of mushrooms, a can of red wine. Wait a minute. A can of wine? I'll be the first to admit that I've had trouble in the past searching for items in the grocery store, not knowing whether I was looking for a jar or a box or a bottle or a carton. Where do they teach that kind of stuff anyway? I knew one could buy wine in a box, but I had never heard of wine.